Yeah. Here is the high res for my mirror. As you can see in this ornamented mirror, there are a lot of ornamented, obviously. Yeah, so it could be a little bit tricky to make the low poly version of this, the in-game version for this, because let me change it to flat color. There you go. Because as you can see, there are a lot of like protruding part, like here, here, and here. There are a lot of like small parts that if they're combined, it makes a very interesting silhouette. So it is important for us to make the in-game asset, the low poly version, the low poly version, to still have that unique silhouette. Okay, so like every other asset that I done before, I will always do the retopologize in Zbrush using the Z-sphere. Actually, there are no like particular reason why I choose Zbrush. I know some people may like more comfortable in other software like Maya or 3D Max or Topogan, but for me, I prefer to use Zbrush. The logo is still there. Okay, let's start with how I usually do. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is the correct one. Okay, so usually before I do the retopo, I will like analyze my high res. Like I will decide which part that I can like merge to the other part, because I have two reasons to do this. Because first, in real life, it is very unlikely if the object is in separated parts like this. So usually people will just carve this kind of ornament from one object. So yeah, that's why I need to like merge them together, not all of them, just like some parts. The second reason is it will make your life easier when you do the retopo, because you, instead of like retopo this 5 sphere here, you just retopo this 5 sphere here as a single mesh. So I'm gonna do that now. Okay, I think I'm gonna merge this 5 sphere decoration here with this thing. And maybe with this. And also this. Yeah, I think it's doable, so let's just merge it out. Oops, not you. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna make some changes a little bit in the high res. Clip it up. Like you see here there there is like a very deep hole here. I need to like cover it up like this, so that later when I merge it and dynamize it, the result will be good and it will be easier to retopo. So yeah. Covering the hole like so. I think it's good enough. Okay, so I can just simply merge it now. Oh yeah, before you do the merge, make sure that the mesh is high enough. What I mean is make sure that your high res do not have this like square pattern here. So it means this one is too low, so I'm gonna subdivide one. And here also subdivide one time, this one as well, and yep, I think it's good enough. And then I'm gonna merge down. And then always duplicate the mesh before you do anything with it, so just in case if you like accidentally mess up with this mesh, you still have a backup. This one. So I'm gonna do the dynamics now. Oops, I think it's too low. Yeah, make sure you change the value here, the resolution. So I think 1:8 is too low for me, so I'm gonna crank it up to 500 maybe. I think I can crank it up a little bit more, like 750. Freeze, no. Yeah, I think it's good enough. And then from here you can use your backup mesh here, this one, to project all the details, so you not lose any detail at all. Because as you can see here, I think some edges has been a little bit smooth because of the dynamesh. Yeah, so I can just use the project all. Okay, good. So and then I'm gonna smooth some part, like this part. The reason why I do this, the smoothing, because in real life it is very unlikely for this kind of object to have like this very sharp cut here and here. Usually it will have a very smooth transition here, because this object is carved from one object. not a separated part and then they glue it together on top of each other. So yeah, that's why I make it smooth. And also this way the normal map will be big better, because from this angle, because this is a very small part of the mirror, so you have to think about how far that this object will be seen. It's, I think most likely it's from this distance. So yeah, it will read better like this in your normal map. So smooth everything, but make sure you do not lose the shape from the original high res. I'm gonna change to this. Okay. Yep, I think it's good enough. Yeah, I think it's good enough. And then I'm gonna start to do the retopo using the Z-sphere. So first I'm gonna append the Z-sphere. Yeah. And then you make sure that you clone the high res, and then go to your Z-sphere here, and then go to the rigging, select mesh, select the high res that you just cloned, and then click the topology, edit topology. And I'll turn on my symmetry. So this is how I usually do the retopo in Zbrush. Oops. Yeah, you just click like this 4 times, and then you got your single face already. So go to edit skin, density become 1, and then press A. It's not working. Sorry, I think I did something wrong. Okay, gonna do it. Append the Z-sphere, rigging, select mesh, select the high res, topology, the topology. Okay, I'm gonna continue. And then you keep doing it until the whole high-res model is covered by the Z-sphere. Like so. There you are. So make sure you continuously check your low poly by pressing A, like so. Just to make sure that you not messed up with the wireframe here. Oh, this one don't have face. Okay. It might looks tedious, but for me this way I can have more control on the low poly mesh. Like I can make a very tidy topology flow. Well, it's actually not really necessary for this kind of object or asset to have a very neat topology, because this kind of asset will not be animated, or so it is not that important to have a very tidy topology flow. But for me, having a very tidy topology flow, it can help me to have a very good smoothing normal later. And if I have a good smoothing normal, it will turns the normal map. When I do the baking, the normal map will looks good. So yeah, it's not that important, but a bit important for me. Okay. Oops. Yeah, you just keep doing it, clicking it point by point until the whole high-res mesh is covered by the wireframe. It's almost done. For the low poly, especially for a game asset, just make sure there are no Ngon, because it will be terrible for a game. Trees is still okay, still fine. Quads is very good, but Ngon is a nightmare. Yep. Yeah, I will not do the bottom part. I will leave it hollow like this, because it will be covered by other parts anyway, so the player will never see it. So yeah, I will leave that part. Yeah, as you can see, this part here has a really weird shape. It's because the Zbrush cannot, not cannot, Zbrush read this part here as a triangle, so just do it like this, and then it will fix the shape. No weird shape, so I think the low poly for this part is done. Let's move to the other part. Let's see which part that we can merge again with the other part. I think this one. Yeah, I think this one. It is already merged, so let's just do retopo. Same like before, clone the high res, and then append the Z sphere, go to rigging, select your high res mesh, and then edit topology. Oh, I forgot to turn on my symmetry. Okay, gonna do it again very quickly. You know what? I think I'm gonna make this part flat. I just realized that this is a very small part, so there is no point to make it this detailed. Wasting a lot of trees budget. So yeah, just gonna make it flat. Like so. Yeah. And one thing, when you do the retopo in ZBrush using the Z sphere, it is very likely for you to like misclick and then you accidentally click like this. Just make sure you be careful and you do not do that. Oops. Skin density damage. Okay, yeah. Another part is done. Same as before, I will leave this part hollow, so because I think it will be covered by this, yeah, it will make it easier for the unwrap as well. So yeah, I will make it hollow like this. Oh, actually no. So I'm gonna move it down here a little bit, and then yeah, it is completely covered now. And let's see which part that I can merge, or just make the low poly alone. I think this part, but I cannot merge it with anything, so just straight clone to iris and this sphere. Let me save first. Turn on the symmetry and start the retopo. Yep, this part is done. Yeah, you can see your triangle of your low poly or any mesh in ZBrush. Right here, the active point. So this one, it has 27.7. So it is 277 face in ZBrush, so it's around 600 triangles. Sorry, it's 400 triangles, I think. I think it's a good number for this part, and this part is only 94, so it's around almost 200 trees, I guess. So yeah, it's good number here too. Only 120 trees. Make sure that everything is covered up, no floating vertex. I think it's good. So yeah, I'll continue with the other part. I think I'm gonna retopo this now. It's very huge one, so I'm gonna combine it with this ball decoration here. And maybe I can combine it with the flower too. And this one as well. Isolate it. Yeah, I think it's good. Sorry, I'm gonna modify the high-res a little bit. Because this kind of floating object like this, when you retopo it like flat, it will like when you pick the normal, it will turns out black. I think it will the result of your normal map will not good, so it's better for you to make it like this. This one too. It's good enough. Oops. Gonna start with the merge. Merge it all down. Sorry, I think I can modify it a little bit more. Oops. Take down. Okay, don't forget to duplicate the mesh, so you have to back up, and then Dynamesh. Okay, forget to crank this up. Let's use 750. Yeah, I think it's good enough. So smooth some parts to make it more believable that it is carved from a single piece. Clone it again. Open your Z-sphere. Gonna delete the backup to save my computer memory. Select mesh, choose the mesh, and then edit the topology. Forget to turn on my symmetry. Start to the retopo. Guys, if you have any like question or anything, or maybe I talk not clear enough, please just feel free to stop me anywhere, anytime, ask me anything. I will be more than happy to answer it for you. Okay. I think I messed up here. Gotta fix it real quick. Oh, it's almost an hour already. I did not realize that. So, okay. So yeah, this is how I roughly do the retopo for all my assets. So I just keep doing it until all the ornament is done retopo. So I will just keep do the merge, dynamesh, smooth some part, and then clone it, and then use the Z-sphere to retopo. So however, for this ornament asset, as you can see here from the reference, I'm not sure how we did it, but when I see it, I'm not sure that is literally it is the in-game asset or the low poly, because as you can see here, this is like very smooth, like no way that this is a low poly mesh. So so I decided to do it. I want to do it like the reference, which is make the low poly not so low poly. I want to make it quite high actually, so it has a very nice smooth curve, and it has all the silhouette that the Hyres have. So actually I have finished the retopo. Let me show you. Okay. Let me open the file. There you go. This is a low poly. Yeah, it's a little bit different because I approach it with a little bit different technique that I just show you just now. As you can see here, my low poly here has a really messy topology because I use decimate. So instead I append a Z-sphere, and then I manually do the low poly. I use the decimate function in Zbrush. So after I merge the mesh and then smooth some part, I just straight use the decimate function, and there you go, you have this low poly. I'm gonna show you how I do it very quickly. So the first few steps is completely the same, like I merge some part, and then I do the dynamesh, and then I smooth some parts as well, and then instead I clone it. I just go to zip login. Sorry, you need to duplicate it first so you have a backup. So go to zip login, decimate, and then go to decimate current, but make sure that the value here is pretty low, because if not it will turn out like, oh sorry, I need to pre-process current. If not, the result will be still quite high, super high, like this. So I don't want it. I want it a lot lower, so maybe 5%. So this means it is 5% of this active poly count. I think I need a little bit lower, so just 1% of 170,000. Yep, I think it's good enough. Yeah, I just do this for the low poly that I did just now. It's pretty messy, but it has all the silhouette if you compare it with this one. Wait. Yeah, it's pretty messy, but the silhouette is a lot better than the retopo that I did just now, which is this one. You see how jaggy it is. However, this is the usually this is the way that I did for the low poly if I working for a game. Not like this. This is too high. I will not use this for any game. This one here only like 400 trees, and this one it has 3k, almost 3k I think, and it's super like overkill for a small part only. However, for this purpose I think it's fine, because I want to make it I want to make the low poly quite high, so later when I do the texturing and the rendering it will be more interesting. Let me show you with the other part, this part. For this part, because now my purpose is not to make a in-game asset. I want to make it just looks as good as possible later when I do the rendering and the texturing. So I will not make this part here flat like I did just now. I want to capture all the shape that the Harris has. So I will duplicate it again and go to Z plugin and then preprocess current, and decimate current, and voila, the low poly is done. No, I will not say low poly, I will say it the low version or something, because it's really not a low poly for in-game assets. It's just for me to unwrap, to bake, and to texture. Yep, I think it's good enough. So it is fairly a lot faster than the way that I did just now using the Z-sphere. But once again, this is not the correct way if you want to make in-game low poly asset. Okay, let's move to this one also. To the preprocess current again. Sorry, I need to duplicate it. Now when I duplicate, the purpose when I duplicate the mesh is not to have a backup. It's for me to still have the high-res mesh, because when I do the decimate, then the high-res is gone. So yeah, that's why I need to duplicate it. And preprocess current again. And just do the decimate. it's 1K now instead of just now it's 200, I think. But the silhouette is all there. Like you hardly can tell that this is the low version of the high res from distance. And now for the last part, I'll do this one. For this one, I think I'm gonna make this part flat, because it will possibly mess up when I do the decimate with a very low value. So it's just better make it gone, make it flat, and then I'll bake the detail later in normal map. This part too. And then again duplicate it, go to C plugin, preprocess current, and I think for this one is 0.1. It's too low, then 0.5 maybe. Yeah, I think it's good enough. Yeah, as you can see here, the difference between just now when I did the low poly using the Z sphere, and just now when I did the low poly using the decimate function in Zbrush, it's super different. Like the shape, the silhouette. But I cannot emphasize enough that the way that I did just now with decimate, it's the wrong way for. I mean, it's not the correct way if you want to make the low poly version for in-game asset. The way that I did just now is just for me to have, later when the rendering and the texturing, I want to make it looks good as possible. So yeah. And then here, as you can see, it's already have the UV map. Everything has the UV map already, and I have layout also. Sorry. Yeah, for all of this part, I do it the same way that I show you just now, the decimate function. Except for this one, I did not decimate it, so I just from the high res, I just delete some edge and then make it low enough, but not too low, because I want to still have a very smooth round shape here. And the reason why I only have only half part, because I will make it I will mirror it later, so the texture, I can save some space for the UV, so the texture will be a lot sharper. Yeah, back to the UV map. So all of this already has the UV layout already. You might ask, it will a lot harder for me to make the UV, because the topology is very messy, very not like it's super like messed up. Actually, it's not that hard. It's pretty easy. I'm gonna show you now. I unwrap it in Zbrush. Okay, because right now this mesh is Z-sphere, not an object for sculpt, so I need to export it first and just export it to desktop. Example 001 maybe, and then this one I export it also, then I example 002. Okay, now I'm gonna import it. Symbol 001. Okay, so this is the way how I unwrap this very messy object. So there is a function here in Zbrush called in Z plugin. It's called UV master. So I'm gonna use this, and then just simply click unwrap, and it will unwrap your mesh in a second. Voila, you already have the UV already. And here you can also check for your seam line. So as you can see, the seam line is here. However, this way I cannot control how I want the seam line. So to control it, I will use polygroup. So first I'm gonna mask this ball here. Because I want each ball to have its own UV island. So I'm gonna mask it one by one, and then click Ctrl W. Yeah, I think it's good enough. I think this one. Yep. And then same for this part. Mask it out. Then make another polygroup using the Ctrl W. Same for this one. So you just keep doing it until all the part that you want to separate the UV have its own polygroup. No need to be so accurate with the polygroup, because you can just fix it anytime in Maya or Max. Okay, now all the sphere has its own polygroup, and then maybe this one I want to make it a separated piece also. I mean UV. Yep, I think it's good enough. And then maybe I gonna make it hollow. And so, because you never see this part anyway, so I think it's better to make it hollow. Yeah, I think it's covered up. Okay, now that you already have the polygroup, you can go to your Z plugin and then go to UV master, and then now before you click the unwrap, make sure you click the polygroups and then click the unwrap. And let's check it out. Voila, you have pretty neat UV now. Each ball has its own UV. There you go. I'm not sure why it's so small, but it's there. Let's check the sim. Well, the sims is not necessarily better, because usually instead of here I will make the sim is go here, but no problem, you can fix that later in Maya. And then from here you can just export it as obj, and then you can import it in Maya. I'm gonna show you another example with this part. Same like before, I'll mask out the part that I need the UV to be separated. Like the okay. Okay, now the ball has its own polygroup. Now let's move to the flower here. No need to be so accurate. It's just for the help for the computer to unwrap it. And then now I want each side of this object to have its own UV as well, so I will polygroup it as well. And then this part. Oops. then this part, and then the last part. Actually I'm gonna make it different also here. So polygroup, auto group, yeah. Now go to Z plugin, and then polygroup still check, and then click the unwrap. It will unwrap your mesh in a second, and then you will have your UV map ready to go. Yeah, seems looks perfect. Let's check it without the polygroup. How Zbrush will unwrap it without the polygroup. So unwrap it and then flatten. Oh, everything in one page. It looks tidy though, but later when you pick the normal map, I bet there are a lot of strats UV here because Zbrush has forcefully unwrap it as a single piece. So I bet there are a lot of strats UV here and there, and it's a really a big no-no for me, because when it will like make me harder when do the texturing later. So let's undo it. Gonna unwrap it again then with the polygroup on. See how beautiful it is. It's really beautiful and super fast too. And yeah, then from here you can just export it, and then you can import it in Maya or Max, and then you can just start to do the UV layout. For the UV, I will keep doing this for the rest of the part until all parts are done UV, and then I will import all to Maya, and then start do the UV layout here. So in Maya, actually it's not in Maya. When you first import the mesh, sometimes the one UV will looks like bigger than the other UV. So it's also it's also a big no-no, because like that the texel density will be like different. So the way you fix this, right? In Maya there is a tool for that. So in UV toolkit, go to transform, and then here, as you can see, this part, this ornament part here, it has 204 texel density, and this here it is 296 texel density. So you need to make all the texel density uniform, so all the texture later will looks the same. So just simply get the correct value, and then click the UV island which still has the wrong texel density, and then just click set. voila, it will fix it for you. Might take some time though, because it's super high now. I mean, the low poly super high, so it might take some time for the computer to process and make it correct. So yeah, that's basically it. This is how I do make sure that all the textile density is correct, and then I manually lay out the UV until it looks like this. Make sure there are no wasted area, everything is packed. And now I'm gonna show you how I do the baking. Let me open my file first. Okay, so just now when I do the UV, I mean the low poly, that not so low, I duplicate the mesh before I decimate it, so I still have the high res. So here is the high res. For the high res, I will not just export it as it is, I will do a decimation also, so it's a lot lower, but it still maintain the smoothness and the shape of the high res. So I will duplicate it so you can see the difference. Go to Z plugin, decimation master, pre-process current. It will take some time. Okay, this is my magic number for decimate your high res. Usually if it is not 20, it is 10%. So I'm gonna use 20 first. Yeah, it still maintain the shape and the smoothness. I think I can make it lower. Then let's go for 10. Yep, this is a lot better. The reason why I did this, because instead I will export and import 600,000 active point, I will just import 68,000 active point to Maya. It is a lot lighter, but the shape wise it is completely the same shape, silhouette and everything, smoothness. Like you cannot tell which one is already decimated and which one is not decimated. This is the original one, 600,000 active points, and this is the decimate result, 68,000 points. So yeah, I will do that to every piece of my asset, and then I will export it one by one, and then I will import it one by one to my make sure before you do the baking you name every single asset with a proper name. So let me show you how I name it. So I make two group, one is for low poly, one is for high poly. So here you have the ball deco 1, ball deco 2, bottom ornament A, bottom ornament B, and then for the high res, let me show you the high res. Okay, it needs some time to load. Yeah, this is the high res. This is the ball deco 1 high, ball deco 2 high, bottom ornament 1 high. As you can see here, I name it like exactly the same with the low poly version, I just add one more word, which is underscore high. So when everything set up already, make it name it properly, group it properly, and then I put it in the layer properly as well. And for the baking, because I usually use Maya for baking, I use a technique that I usually call explode, which is basically just animate each part of your mesh so that it will move away from each other, like so. Ta-da. Yeah. I'll animate it like this, and then as you can see here, the high poly, just make sure the high poly and the low poly mesh is in the exactly the same position. So as you can see here, this is the high poly, the red one, and this is the low poly, the green one here. It has all the exactly the same position. And then oops, this is why you need to name your mesh correctly, because it will save a lot of time. And then in Maya, go to rendering, transfer maps, make sure you clear all first, just make it default. So for this column here, it is where you place your low poly mesh. So in your outliner, select all the low poly mesh except the mirror, because the mirror here, the mirror has its own UV, so I don't want to pick it for now. So just select all the low poly except the mirror, and then add, select that, and then go to your high poly, select everything except the mirror. I think I don't have the mirror here. Yeah, and I select that too. Then I can just hide the high poly. But I will not hide it first. Okay, this is the main reason why I use Maya for baking, because in Maya, let me change it to envelope here first. Okay, this is main reason why I use Maya for baking, because in Maya, when I convert the low poly mesh into an envelope, so I can see the envelope, there is this function here. This is a method for you to bake the normal map. There are three options. First one is closest to envelope. So it means that Maya will read the high-res and convert the detail to normal map, even though not all the high-res is covered by the envelope. So maybe 0.5, like this here, Maya will still like grab the detail and convert it to normal map, even though this part here is not covered by the envelope. It's not a problem for Maya, because I know from 3D Max, if I'm not wrong, the envelope has to like cover all the high res in order to get a proper normal map pick. However, in this case, it's not a problem because the low poly is uh, super high, no, as a low poly, and so it's easy for me to like make sure all the envelope is covering the high-res model. But sometimes when you do like a mobile game project, which they need the low poly mesh to be as low as possible, super low. Sometimes the low poly mesh, the shape of the low poly mesh become a little bit different from the high res. Hence, the envelope it's super hard for the envelope to cover all the high res mesh, because the shape is totally different between the low poly and the high res. It's very common problem that I face when I do for a mobile game project. So that's why I use Maya, because Maya provide me with this option closest to envelope, and then the second option is inside envelope and then outside envelope. I'm not sure what's the difference between this option with this option, the closest to envelope, and inside envelope and then outside envelope. I'm not sure what's the difference, but usually I just use the closest to envelope. And then there is inside envelope only. I use this when I completely sure that all my high res is covered by the envelope like this. Then I will use the inside envelope only. And then make sure your max search step is go to 100%, and choose your size for your normal map or the map that you want to bake. Usually at first I will use 1024. This is for me to check whether there is a problem or not when I do the baking in Maya, because if I just straight do 4K, it will take a lot of time, and I need to wait until I know that there is not a problem. So I will use 1024 first for the baking, and then transfer to workspace. Sampling is slow is enough, and this is for the padding. If you use 1024, usually the padding is 2 pixel. Oh, sorry, it's 4. It's 4 pixel. If it is 2K, then it is 8. If you are picking 4K, then it is 16. Because I'm in 1K, and make it 4. Okay, if I'm going to pick all of them, it will take a lot of time, so I'm just gonna show you with this part only. Clear all and selected envelope. Just gonna hide the high. So after you determine the size of your map, and then you can choose which map that you want to pick. There is normal map, displacement map, diffuse map for the map ID, and alpha. I'm not sure what's shaded to, so I'm not gonna explain it to you because I'm not sure what it's to. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm almost forgot the most important thing. Yeah, because I want to pick the normal map, then I click the normal map, and then let's just save it in my desktop. Usually I will use PSD. Let's call it example 001 normal. Casting attention space. You also can change this one too. You can change to object space or tangent space. Usually I will just do tangent space, and then just click. There you go. I have the normal map already. It showed quite weird because by default Maya, I need to change the color space to raw, and yeah, it looks good. It looks perfect. So this is without, and this is with the normal map. Okay, once I sure that there are no problem or like weird shading on the normal map, I will rebake it again, but I crank up the size to 4K, and I will change the padding to 16. Envelope. It will take a lot of more time to bake in 4K. So yeah, that's why I bake in 1K first to check whether there is a problem or not in the normal map. Then once I'm pretty sure there's no problem at all in the normal map, then I just crank it up to 4K. Yeah, I'm not sure why am I using the RGB as a default, the sRGB, because I need to change it to raw first, so then the normal will show correctly. Yep, everything looks good. Now I'm using 4K normal map, so it's not blurry, it's very sharp. How about this? Yeah, I think it's good as well. Okay then, so usually I will bake everything at once, but it will take a hell lot more time than now. So yeah, that's how I do the baking in Maya for normal map. Once I got my normal map, I'm sorry, I will show you the normal map that I just picked just now. Let me just close my Zbrush. Nope. This is the normal map that I picked just now. It looks super clean. Yeah, it looks fine, looks perfect actually. So yeah, this is how I get my normal map by picking it in Maya. Let me show you my mirror with all the normal map. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this is the result of my baking that I've done a few days ago. This is with the normal map, and this is without the normal map. It's not too different because the low poly is pretty high, because I want to make a very interesting presentation later. So yeah. And then from here, because I still do not have any other maps other than normal map, usually I will pick the normal map. Usually after this I will pick the ambient occlusion map. Usually for ambient occlusion I will pick it in marmoset toolpath. However, sometimes if there is an error, my computer will just suddenly restart. So I will show you how I pick the ambient occlusion, the thickness map, the world space normal, and everything else in Substance Painter. So let me open the software very quick. Oops. Okay, now import your low poly that I've made just now, which is, where is it? This one. And then add the normal map. Where's the normal map? This one. And then go to texture set list. Because I have already named the material in Maya, so the frame has the frame underscore matte, and the mirror has the mirror underscore matte. And then I export it as FBX. So when I import it to Substance Painter can already have the material that I already renamed it. Oh, I think I did something wrong. Okay, so import the FBX first and then add the maps. I forgot to import the normal map for the mirror. Okay, unsave. Okay, so in the frame map, go to the texture set settings, select normal map, select the frame normal map, and then for the mirror map, select the normal map and select the mirror normal map. And then from here, just click the big mesh maps and check all the maps that you want to pick. Like I already have the normal map, so I no need to pick it again. I do not need the ID. I only need the world space normal, ambient occlusion. I do not need the curvature. I need the position and thickness. And then after you make sure you check all the maps that you want to pick, now you have to import your high-res. Actually I forget which one is my high-res. I think this one and this one. Yeah, it's supposed to be this one. And then usually I will just go for 4K, but for this one I will go for 1K first, because baking in 4K takes a lot of time, so let's just use 1K first. And that's pretty much it. Click the big selected textures, and Substance Painter will pick all the maps that you checked just now. It might take some time, just wait. Okay. Here's the ambient occlusion. And here's the position. This is the thickness map. And here's the word space normal. Everything is big, and then you just export it. Let me export it to desktop. Example maps. Open. And then just export it. Oh, I export the wrong one. Yeah, make sure you change the output template to mesh maps, and then choose the place that you want to export. Example mesh maps. It's already exported. Still exporting. And then there you go. This is all the maps that they have made just now. This is the AO for the frame. This is the position, thickness, and everything else that you have just picked just now. And for the curvature map, I never pick it in a software because I never get the result that I want to. So I'm gonna show you how I usually pick the curvature map. Where is this? Oh, okay, props, maps. Okay, I'm gonna show you an example using this frame normal map. I mean the normal map for the frame. So yeah, this is how I usually do. So duplicate the normal map layer, rename it one as red and the other one is green, and then you covering. Okay, and then select the green layer, click image, apply image, the blending, set it to normal, and then the channel, because this is green, choose green. Same with the red layer, go to image, apply image, change the channel to red. And then for the green, select filter and then choose the emboss. For the green, the angle has to be 90 degrees. And for the red one, go to stylize, emboss, and for the red one, the angle has to be 0. And then from this part, it is like it's up to you to, if the red is on top of the green or the green is on top of the red, the result would be the same letter. And then from here, make sure the top layer has a blending mode to overlay, and you got your curvature map already. It's faster, and for me it's better to do it this way because when I do texturing using the curvature map that I did like this, it gives me uh, a better result. A better result than I pick the curvature map in Substance Painter or in Marmoset Toolbag. So yeah, that's how I do the baking and how I have all the maps here. So this is the frame ambient occlusion. Let me change to this. This is the frame ambient occlusion that I pick in Substance. This is the curvature map. This is the normal map. This is the position map and the thickness map for the frame. And this is the AO for the mirror. This is the curvature map, the normal map, the position, the thickness, and the world space normal. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is how I roughly do all the from retopo, UV layout, and the baking.